Taurus, hey, what is going on? Welcome into the channel. So happy to have you here always. My name is Deborah, owner of Purusha Holistic Wellness, and this is another episode of Purusha Intuitive, where we're going to look at your energy via the tarot, astrology, and any channeled messages that come through. So let's get into it. We are just wrapping up Taurus season. Happy birthday if you are celebrating, or even if you're just taking the whole month, the whole zodiac season to celebrate. You definitely deserve it. I hope celebrations have been going well. We've had a really good Taurus season, in my opinion, just in terms of the astrology, how the transits are playing out. It's quieted down a lot. And it's given us the opportunity to kind of rebalance, restabilize, which we do get with Earth energy. And anytime the sun is in our house, it really allows us to shine bright, so to speak, not to be a cheeseball, but just that value of really, just showing your best sense of self. The sun is all about who we are and how we express that, and the beauty that we hold, our own individuality and our uniqueness. So anytime, again, the sun is in our sign, it's really going to exemplify those things in our life. And it's definitely, like I said, it's been a pretty good energy, a pretty solid energy. Yes, it doesn't take away the learning lessons per se, like the challenges and obstacles we might be coming into. We just had our new moon in Taurus, which did bring up some relationship challenges. We've had a lot of challenges around relationships lately. I think specifically because Pluto has moved into Aquarius semi-recently, but just in terms of how long it takes to move through a sign. And it's helping us re-regulate, specifically around the desires of our heart, how we want to build and grow our life, the people that we want to connect with, community, what we want to invest in, maybe kind of doing things that aren't necessarily run-of-the-mill, or putting time, energy into efforts that perhaps people think it's not a rational thing or we shouldn't be doing that thing, but it actually brings a lot of happiness, fulfillment, success, abundance, whatever that looks like to you, if we do take those opportunities. And so we're in this time with Pluto in the beginning stages of Aquarius. We're in this time of kind of getting acclimated to that energy. And that's why we've been all dealing with a lot of change, a lot of shakeup, a lot of seeing how the energy is going to play out, and also seeing who and what is who and what, right? Like people's true colors are coming out, or we're getting a lot clearer understanding perspective on who and what we're dealing with, whether that is a person or just a dynamic in our work environment, our friends, social circle, hobbies, however that fares for you. And so it's helping us, like I said, to kind of realign with self. And Taurus season is great for that energy, especially because Earth gives us grounding, stability. You know all about that. I hope you've had a really great season, unfortunately or not. Maybe unfortunately for you guys. We're moving into Gemini season this week. So we'll have a few more days of Taurus season, and then Gemini brings in a lot. I'm seeing this as a change up. So places where there has been stagnancy, or whether situations are refusing to move forward, people are refusing to kind of reacclimate, adjust, make new plans of action, or it's just like we keep hitting roadblock after roadblock. This Gemini season is inviting in new. It's inviting in new people, new ideas, new opportunities, and it is really going to challenge those things, those places of resistance, especially. And we'll see that a little bit with the Sagittarius full moon that we'll end the month with. So I'd like to start off the readings with an energy cleansing, just to set the tone, set the vibe for the reading, cleanse out those places we might feel blocked or limited. It's a really good time to set your own intention as well, Taurus, especially if you've come in with something on your heart or on your mind, something that you would like Spirit to deliver messages to you around. Definitely give that over, be open to receive. It's a really great way to personalize these collective readings, and Spirit is always looking to speak to us. I also do personal readings. I offer a variety of healing and wellness services. Readings are one of them. If you want me to look at your specific situation, how it's faring, where it's headed, or if you are interested in more of that realignment of self, your mind, your body, your soul, I do energy healing, pranic energy healing, as well as Ayurvedic or holistic wellness consultations. Because when we are aligned in self, when we're taking care of ourselves, loving ourselves, when we know ourselves, that's really where we can tap into abundance, where we manifest easier, where we're actually happy and fulfilled in the life that we're leading. And I would totally love to help support that in whatever way possible. Definitely hit me up. All the info to get into contact with me is in the description box below. All right, with that, let's get into it. I bless you with pure love and light, pure source energy, pure loving grace. I release anything that is not for your highest and best. Any fears, doubts, insecurities, lack of worth, lack of value, pain, anger, frustration, impatience, overwhelm. Cleanse it and release it from our being so we may see and understand the messages clearly, and help to make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you, Father God, spirit guides, guardian angels, mama love. We all need a little love. Okay. So you feel really excited. Like I wasn't in a bad mood coming into this, but I just was like a little like tired and done with my day, etc. But like as soon as I was, kind of just dialing in, tapping into the energy, like you feel good, you feel excited. It's given me like a little pep in your step type vibe. Yeah, like something's gotten you really excited. Something is piqued your interest is what I'm hearing. Maybe you've heard something, like I'm hearing for some of you, might not resonate with everybody. Take what fits, leave the rest behind. Don't ever try to force things. That's not fun. But I get this value of like, you may be hearing something that's giving you some amount of hope, or it's also like changing your perspective around a situation, around a dynamic. It looks like this week you are going to be investing in yourself. And I think I'm hearing like, as you should. So I didn't talk a lot about this in the beginning. I did in the weekly forecast. Check it out if you're interested. But this week is a little bit on the tenser side of things. As much as the astrology's been pretty like neutral lately, this week it like up to the ante 110%. And I'm seeing you take time for yourself, but I'm seeing that being like a really precious space for yourself as well. Like maybe you don't always get time to carve out for your wants, your needs, to invest in like hobbies or just things that like make you feel, your true sense of self. But it looks like you're actually doing that this week. And it definitely feels like it's a happy, welcomed energy. Like maybe you even need some time to yourself in a way that you haven't really gotten lately is what I'm seeing. And I think this is like, I'm hearing this in a way to get clear about something. Like this has purpose, taking a step back, taking some time away from outside activity. It feels like it has purpose. Like, yes, the value of investing in self, but also in this other, like the benefit of being able to quiet your mind and not so dialed in or like taking on the opinions, the thoughts of other people. Like really kind of getting clear with what you think, what you feel, etc. And I think it's good for you right now because it's highlighting places in your life that you do want to practice certain things. Like if we never take a minute to slow down, it can be really hard to know where we're going, right? Like what our end goals are. We might have a vague idea, but it might be kind of hard to make a plan of action, so to speak. And I feel like perhaps you haven't been able to give yourself a lot of that, or you've been in a space in life where you've just kind of been open to the flow, open to what is coming in and out of your life and engaging in the energy accordingly, but not necessarily making a lot of plans. Almost like you're being more of an observer. Yes and no. I think the information that you've gained, like you being observer, is more prevalent now. You feel like, okay, I'm ready to kind of digest what I've seen, the information I've picked up, etc. Figure out where I stand, what I think, what I feel, and then I'm going to start putting things into practice, right? Or you have been practicing something and you're getting a little bit more clarity around how to refine, how to get a little bit better, because you do have gratitude. But it's a kind of a funny energy that I'm picking up. It's gratitude, but it doesn't feel like someone did something for you and you're like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Like, I feel like someone did something for you unintentionally. And that might have just been, and it might even kind of be a little bit of a bad thing, you know, don't take it if it doesn't resonate. But like, I'm almost hearing like someone like told on themselves, or you found out information or whatever that kind of made a big difference in a situation, in a dynamic, that now you're just like, oh, well, now I see exactly what it is. And I think it's helping you redirect is what I'm seeing, especially with this many thanks and harvest. Because like I was just talking about, if you haven't been able to step aside, invest in yourself, take inventory of what's going on in your life, what you're thinking, what you're feeling, whatever you're moving through this week is giving you the opportunity to do so. And I feel, again, like I'm seeing a lot of clarity come through, and I'm seeing it benefit you in the long run. Topically, you know, this is just the overarching energy, and the overarching energy can be a little bit more spiritually driven because it's focusing on our evolution, like if we're all trying to grow, evolve, be better versions of ourselves. I'm not saying everyone's on that path or everyone's interested in that, but the way, so like, well, we'll look a little bit deeper to see if there is kind of a negative force behind that. But honestly, I don't pick that up at all for you, Taurus. If anything, like I said, like your energy just feels like good and confident. And I think also the gaps that are being filled in for you this week is bringing a lot of clarity, and things that maybe even you're expecting, or even if they are kind of negative or do have a bleak overtone, you're not surprised. That's how the energy comes through. Ace of Pentacles. So new beginnings. We've been getting this a lot in our readings lately. I think that actually has, not only in the shorts that I do on the daily, but even in our weekly. So it also, okay, so you're in Five of Stones energy. Like this, okay, so it's like maintaining yourself, endurance. I feel like this is more stuff that you've had to overcome. But I do feel like either you're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, or you're already at the end of the tunnel, right? Like, as much as you might feel really disappointed or sad about something, or something has kind of just put you in a position where you feel left alone, you feel like you don't have the same access to people or situations that you once did, it is forcing you to go within again. And I don't even, maybe forcing is a little bit too strong, a little too aggressive. What I'm seeing, like this left out energy, is more like life is continuing to move. Like life is still moving on, whether you're going to participate in something with someone or not. And that might be the place where you're feeling a little bit raw because, well, you know, because we'll look into it, because I think there's been things that are playing out that, like, this is a little bit of a shoulda, woulda, coulda in your blocked energy. Blocked energy is all about timing. We have to remember that things do unfold in the right time, in the right way. We don't always see that as humans. Like, it's actually kind of hard modern day, especially with culture, instant gratification. We're so used to that, like the immediacy of things. And it's like, really, life doesn't work that way. Even if we are considering ourselves a patient individual. Like, but with this timing card for you, I'm hearing specifically that you might not like how things have gone. Like maybe you're like, well, if I would have known this before, then I wouldn't have done X, Y, and Z. And now I'm in a losing space. Like that's a little bit what this Five of Pentacles feels like. But Spirit's also reminding you that that is part of the lesson. I'm sorry. Sorry to be an annoying person, but it feels like that. Like part of the value is in what you've experienced. And it's not in a way to be like shame on you or you should have done it differently or whatever. Maybe, but it's, I don't know, life has a way. Life has a way of taking us through experiences, however hard, difficult, etc., or even happy and joyous. And finding ways to really help us understand and integrate in a way if we're open and willing. And I feel like where you're at right now is a lot different than where you used to be at before. Like maybe you're just in a more receptive position than what you had been before. The challenge around it is there are some difficulties just in terms of the strength card. So I think I'm seeing that this is more your mental effort. It's taking a lot of mental efforts to still feel good about yourself, to think well of yourself, or even about the situations that are happening, because there is a little bit of a raw component to it, like I was talking about. Not good, bad, right, or wrong, but it just is what it is. And I've seen this, that you have the opportunity to kind of overcome some of the hurdles that are in front of you if you want to invest in your strength. And strength isn't always the easiest energy. It's not the thing that we really want to do. But it's reminding you that you're strong enough, you have the capacity to overcome. And like I said, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, 100%, but it feels like it's something that you don't want to do because the energy might not be super warm and inviting, but maybe that's part of the learning process, right? I think that there is value and benefit, especially with this many thanks and harvest. And maybe where you're sitting beginning of the week or throughout the week as you're kind of navigating some of this energy, it's not like you feel like it's beneficial. Again, there's a lot of shoulda, woulda, couldas is what I'm picking up. Maybe some of the things that you feel called to do, led to do, it doesn't feel very interesting, or you're not very motivated, not out of laziness, but more out of fear. Some fear might be putting you down. And the Five of Pentacles, what I love about the Five of Pentacles, so it is this energy of feeling rejected, left out, etc. But it reminds us, like the story is, it reminds us to help other people in also difficult situations. Like if we, are in our own rough time, if we go out and give a helping hand and we help empower people who might not have as much as we do or whatever, it really does shift the perspective. Specifically in regards to like how much emphasis we put on our problems, maybe even some gold-plated problems. And I don't say that to demean anything because that's not my intention. But in that way of like, looking at how much weight we really should be putting into certain things, right? Like, and I personally do this just in terms of when I'm working with that idea of abundance. If I'm feeling lack, if I'm feeling like, oh, this isn't going to work out, or I'm not going to have enough for X, Y, and Z, it's so good to go back over all the places I'm provided for, we're provided for. I have a food, I have a roof over my head, I have, a couple bucks to put gas in my car to get to work, whatever it is, right? There's always places that we can see the good. We are actually in control of our perspective. And that's where, yes, you might be facing something, or you might have to do something that is a little bit humbling, but it's also something that's, I'm hearing it's going to bring closure to a situation that you're ready to bring closure to. Not everyone is going to understand it. We have this Knight of Pentacles in your outside energy. So you might even have someone that you really vibe with, that you get along with, or is kind of like on the same wavelength as you. But they might even be challenging some of the decisions that you're making. It's hard to get people on your side right now for whatever reason. I'm not saying people are against you. Hopefully that's not the case. Maybe some of you are feeling that way, but it has this energy more of like either certain people, situations don't understand why you're thinking, feeling what you are, why you're going to take certain actions. But you do. And that's really all that matters. Because you're moving from a place of feeling like you don't have anybody to like you do, right? Where it's almost like I'm hearing sorry in advance for this, but I'm hearing like there just might be some things that you have to humble yourself around, Taurus. But if you do it and when you do it, it's going to it's going to pay off hugely. And this specifically comes through in the way that you are being supported, in the way that you are being taken care of in your own life. And sometimes we do just need to take some time for ourselves to really understand what the value of doing the hard thing can bring. It looks like it's bringing a lot of freedom, i.e. that place where we are seeing harvest. Harvest is all about abundance. I love that the Harvest Moon, too, is in the background. I'm a huge fan of Neil Young and the Harvest Moon song. But it has this, like it's like you knowing what you need to do. You may be making some decisions, again, that are hard. But, like, I think you feel really strongly about this. Like, intrinsically it's going to bring a lot of value, even if on the forefront it feels a little tricky. I think you're going to be able to overcome some of that trickiness. We're getting the 5 of Cups, the Star, and the Page of Swords. So you might be a little bit nervous about communication, how communication is coming across. Like I said, we do have some tension this week, and specifically with Mercury. And Mercury actually rules Gemini, or is ruled by Gemini. So I think you like ideas. Like I said, that confidence in knowing what you need to do, but then actually taking the action steps, that's where a little bit of the disconnect is coming into play. I think, again, because you might be challenging some people or situations that you've given a lot of weight, a lot of credit to, that you might have to separate yourself from for a time, so you can get really clear on this. It's not even about clarity, it's about confidence. That's what I'm hearing. And when we don't invest in ourselves, well, we're really not that confident of people, because we're constantly relying on our external environment to inform how good or bad we are, right? And that's not fun. Not fun for anyone. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I see you making some choices. I see you doing some right things for yourself. Take that loosely. But when I'm talking about right things, it feels like I said, it's something that within self. It's not begrudgingly. The begrudgingly part comes, it's not even like you don't want to do it. It's just more the fear. Like I said, with that night, did I talk about that Knight of Cups that just came out? Like, what it is. It's just, like I said, it's just that when we work ourselves up, we get too in our heads about things, too much anxiety, too much fear. And if you're getting pushback from your environment, which it definitely looks like you are a little bit, that makes it that much harder. I don't know. Like, I'm seeing that as you make steps towards self, towards honoring what you're thinking, what you're feeling, what you need to do, you're also watching someone, something, other people, other dynamics take situations for granted, maybe even react a little bit badly with this. It's the Devil, the Guardian in this deck, but someone who isn't really understanding why you're doing and choosing what you are, and might be retaliating a little bit, because it does look like someone sees you showing up differently now as well, and that might be a little intimidating for them too. This might even be someone who's trying to flex a little bit, like almost make it out to be like they're better than you, or just, whatever, more established, more like they like to be they like to be in the position of authority. And it looks like you're not allowing that anymore, or you're, like I said, kind of taking your power back. And so that's where you're getting some pushback. But like I was talking about, that's definitely heavily in the astrology this week, where most of the challenges that we're facing is when we don't want things to change. Pluto's in retrograde. Sorry, I didn't even highlight that, but we don't want things to change, or we're refusing to work with someone. We're refusing to find different ways to do things. And that's exactly what this Knight of Stones, Knight of Pentacles energy feels like. So I like this, the otter and the cattail. It's bringing you peace. It's bringing you peace. I think it's peace that you have needed. I think it's peace that you deserve. I think you're very welcoming this with open arms. Again, where this me time is becoming essential, not only valuable, but essential for you. We get the vulture and Asadafo. I'm not surprised. It represents upheaval. So, sometimes, well, actually, I think probably 99% of the time, I might be wrong, but we make changes because there's upheavals, right? Like, when unfortunately life probably generally has to force us into the change. The brain, if I'm not mistaken, but I'm pretty sure, like, the brain actually is always seeking for more comfort, more comfortability. And so that's why a lot of times we can get stuck in our safe spaces, so to speak. And maybe you even were feeling really safe with whomever this Knight of Pentacles is for you. It's Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn energy. It doesn't have to be those signs. But like I said, it feels like someone you just had like some synergy with, your energy, you understood each other, it worked really well. And now that you're kind of veering into a different route, that's where this upheaval is coming into play. But again, it's not something that you feel, I don't feel like this is your problem at all. Like, you might not like the response, it might be annoying, it might bring a lot of realities up around who this person's situation is to you, but it's not necessarily for making you choose something else because of what they think. It's just like, oh, like, that's what this is, right? And I think that's exactly where this crow and dogwood come into play, where it symbolizes intelligence. So things being revealed that you are ready for, that there is a lot of gratitude around, whether that's coming from outside information or you're finally just seeing something very, very clearly. And again, specifically because you are taking time to slow down, you're taking time to invest in yourself. I think that's really needed for you this week. Remember that things do unfold in their right time, in the right way. Again, not to be annoying, but it's all right. That value, hindsight's 2020, and not just in the state of like, oh, if I would have known, because again, we're not trying to stay stuck in that realm of thinking, but it's more like, and I think this specifically when we go through something hard and then we come out on the other side and we can be like, oh yeah, well, it makes sense that I had to go through that, or it makes sense that this was the way I learned this lesson, because otherwise maybe I just wouldn't have, And a lot of times we like don't get to that place until something's like over and done with, and we are far beyond, but I do see you getting there easier, quicker, as long as you're not letting the outside forces infiltrate too much. That's going to be the name of the game this week. Really protect your peace, protect your sanity, even protect your thoughts. I'm hearing like you don't have to overly divulge to someone something, especially if they are you're a little bit on the fence about their actions, their motivations, etc. It feels like really trust that. Protect yourself, protect your thoughts until you can figure out exactly where you're at, and then communicate from that place of strength. So Taurus, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for your time, your energy always. I super appreciate you. Happy birthday, happy celebrations of Taurus season these last few days. I hope you enjoy. Know that I'm sending you all the love, all the blessings. Definitely drop comments below. I love to hear from you guys. I love to connect. I love to hear if it resonates, or just share in a little love, little TLC, because I do so appreciate the love and the support to the channel. No, it blesses my heart, and I am sending love and blessings back your way.